Well, the man who first defaced the spear appears to be an unlikely vandal. Barend la Grange is a 58-year-old internet businessman from Kempton Park. So why did he damage the artwork? Let's find out from the man himself. Barend, good morning. Thanks so much for coming in. Why did you do it?
Well, it's actually against my nature to do something like this. I'm not that kind of radical person, but I think in this case, and I don't want to justify the deeds because I'm not allowed, nobody can be allowed to damage some other properties, but maybe I would like to call it I made the first changes and I didn't really damage it and destroy it.
Come on, Barend, you're an intelligent guy. I mean, we've seen your political commentary. We know that you write, you have a political opinion. You had to know what you were doing. You're being economical
but I'm
with the truth.
also prepared to bear the consequences of my deeds. And I had to make my calculations, what the consequences would be. And I'm not saying this is necessary in all cases, that people must just go. I will never do that, for example, again. It's just an exception, and I don't encourage other people to do it. But you must remember, the situation in South Africa is not always normal. The way that we can express our feelings, freedom of speech and expression of what we feel, even through art, is something that I appreciate a lot.
Yeah. You know, you write, and we'll chat, interchangeably, Barend. You write in your blog about politics, the state of South Africa. You have a heart for South Africa being stable and for being in a more prosperous position. But you have to also understand and respect the rule of law, our constitution, our liberal constitution. It was a hard-won right. What you did, in a sense, is an insult and a betrayal of what you've written on your own website, your own words.
Yep. Let me tell you what actually, I would call it, forced me to do it. Last week, it was still an art political situation. Politics through art. And I appreciate Brett Murray's art. I was there an hour before I did that. And I appreciated and enjoyed what I saw there. I've got no problem with that. But you must remember, I waited until about 10:30 before I acted. Last week, it was a political issue. Then it changed into a racial issue. And the Secretary General of the ANC says it's a race issue.
So is that what pushed you over the edge?
That is what pushed me, if you call it over the edge. Because if one of the main leaders of the ANC says he's a racist, it's against me, who is also a citizen of South Africa. Because we are seen, ek is Afrikaans sprekend. Ek is 'n boere Afrikaans sprekende persoon. We used to be seen as the enemy of the ANC, as the apartheid people.
Does this make you a friend of the ANC now?
I'm a friend of the government of this country. I don't support the ANC. I'm not an ANC member. I don't support the ANC. That is also the reason why I made 2 crosses over the ANC and over. It's nothing to do with Mr. Jacob Zuma.
So this is more about the authority of the office of the presidency and the image of the presidency.
That's correct.
Didn't matter whether it was a black or white president. Didn't matter whether it was male or female.
I felt nobody deserves to be exposed like that. That's the number one thing. But another thing is the artist is also free to make that expression, how he feels. But when it has become a racist issue, I felt, and I waited till the last moment for the art gallery and for artists to withdraw it. But Mr. Jacob Zuma kindly requested last week, please remove it. His children requested, please remove it. And if I'm, as a South African, can't respect somebody else's wish. And I'm not talking about, he could be anyone. Doesn't matter if it's Mr. Zuma or he's the president of South Africa.
That's true though, Barend, but we can't take the law into our own hands, and we certainly can't make decisions about property that does not belong to us.
You are so right. I'm not arguing about it. But let me tell you one thing, why I see it now as so important, even to break the law. Because race issues is more important for me than damage the property. So for instance, a couple of years ago, for a 4x4, it was legal to be on the beach. The last couple of years, a 4x4 can't go onto the beach. But if somebody there in the sea has a problem, he's in a problem, you will take that 4x4 on the beach and pull him out. And that is how I see this. I can't allow, and I think in South Africa we can't allow that people as an excuse, freedom of expression, allow that conflict can start again.
Barend,
yep.
You were motivated by the need to diffuse, and your actions, as you say, were intended to help. Do you think you've helped the race debate? Do you think you've helped diffuse some of the tensions in South Africa? By what we read and by what we see, it seems as if it has
I'm not
become
going
worse.
to take that credit for myself, but what I wanted to say is that there's a white man painted it. The owners of the gallery are white people. And I feel the right thing is for a white Afrikaans-speaking person to cover it.
Will you apologize to Brett Murray and to the gallery for what you've done?
No, definitely not. Can I change? And I don't know if I said it to anyone else. I was at that gallery on Monday, and I spoke to the people there, the admin people, and I said, listen, I want to do something. I want to make a duplicate of this painting. And I want to do that. I told the gallery I was going to do it. But I don't want to do it on the original because I respect the property. I want to do it on a duplicate and to make the crosses. I gave that lady, Melanie, at the gallery, my telephone number and also my political blog so they can contact me by email. That afternoon, I sent them an email again saying, I refer to my visit to your gallery. This is my telephone, contact me. Until Tuesday morning, nobody contacted me. And I thought, well, if they even don't want to respect my freedom of expression, then I'm going to do the real thing.
So they were aware of you?
They were aware of me.
And Barend, did you know the cameras were rolling? Did you know that there was media there?
No, I was actually waiting for the cameras not to roll. I waited until the cameras was not directly on that.
Until I caught you with my iPad.
But you were so quick. And I was surprised that everything was on TV.
You almost went out the door, Barend.
What do you mean?
You almost left the gallery and walked out the door.
No, I was not. I was waiting for somebody to arrest me, and nobody came. You were actually the first one who arrested me.
Well, I didn't arrest you because I don't have the right to do that, but I did try to stop you, and then we did try to talk.
I know.
I appreciate you coming in this morning. Thank you very much, Barend la Grange, talking to us about his decision to vandalize the spear.